self-sharing. I don't think I'll need to introduce her. I hand the mic over to her.
Thank you, Jonathan. My name is Nanglei, and I'm a faculty member from School of Business. And unfortunately, we are busy preparing monsoon regional, and I did not prepare any slide. That should not be the excuse. But we just started using monsoon sim in one of the course that I'm teaching. It's called Business Skills and Management, and it is for first year. First semester when the students come in, and the whole idea is to give them an overview of what is business and how they will learn their respective skills like accounting, supply chain management or marketing in their respective, but we just want to give them an overview of how a business environment look like by using a monsoon sim game in the first course. So when I started using it, these terms, I do it in the first lessons, and the rest of the class is all about Excel. Students seems quite stressed out because a lot of the things are quite new, especially for Singaporeans, because some of the it is compulsory for all the Singaporeans to go for 2 years of national service. So when they came back from national service, they have not learned about anything for the past 2 years academically. So Excel, when they are doing Excel, a lot of the things they do not know. But when I ask them to play this game in the second half of the class, I think the barrier just go down, and they started talking to each other in the teams or so on. So I find that is a very good icebreaker for the students, and as well as I think some of the CT share with us as well. It is fun, and students can experience it themselves. So I don't really tell them about the 12 modules, what are they about. I don't spend any time, I just show them on the board. There's a 12 module, and you are going to have some warm-up game for about 30 minutes. And they will start, you see our classroom setting is like this. So generally all the students, they will sit in a group of 5, and about 9 or 10 teams in the classroom itself. So they will just learn about it, and then of course my role is just as a facilitator to tell them that during the warm-up time, a lot of the company go bankrupt. And while I walk around and I realize that they never talk to each other, they just do their own stuff, and hopefully that the company will run automatically. So there are some learning points to tell them that actually you need to appoint somebody to assign you the roles, and you need some strategy to actually make sure that somebody approve your PO, and then somebody look at the finance and so on. So we need to generally, the student will say, oh, can we restart the game now again? And then of course I will reset everything, and then they will start running the game for about 100 days, 30 or 45 seconds, it doesn't matter. So at the end of the games, of course, I will share the result with them. And then, of course, we will pick the first 3 winners, and some of them, I will volunteer them. Not they volunteer themselves, but I will volunteer them to get trained, and then we will pick someone to actually participate in the Singapore finals. And some of them really loved the game very much, that one team actually did not make it to the grand final. Yeah, they are saying that they will come back again next year. So in terms of my curriculums, I'm also making additional changes to include more of the monsoon, more than one sections as part of the assessments and so on. So just now I listened to some of the CT sharing what are the assessment criteria and so on. So we can also learn something from that part as well. Right. So it's a general business module that all the first year students are going to take in their first year. So some students, yeah, they also ask me similar things like, I'm doing HR, why do I need to know the finance? And then why do I need to know procurements? I'm never going to see that in my entire life. I say, unless you're going to a very big company where you have an HR department itself, otherwise you generally need to know how the company runs and what kind of manpower will you need in different departments per se. So it is better for you to have an overview of how to run a business rather than like just focusing on one functional area. I think that's what I share with my students as they go by. So I think that's about all.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.